It's Mafia time, baby! Qualifier number 8 as we are heading into this one. And yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Especially since... okay. So guys, we have qualifier number 8 on our hands, and yes, I mean, slowly but steadily the top 8 are really starting to shape up. And today the most noteworthy thing has actually nothing to do with the two teams here, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. The most noteworthy thing to me is that the teams that are currently tied for 8th place, and keep in mind the top 8 qualify for the playoffs, Team Ash and the Donuts are both not participating in this qualifier. So both of them are not going to be able to get any points towards the ranking, towards the leaderboard, to establish themselves within the top 8 or cement their position. So that's actually really important here. That leaves 2 qualifiers for them to play in, and as we already seen in the last qualifier, in qualifier number 7, if you have a bit, like if you're a bit unlucky with a draw at the beginning, then you can face off against Team Wa or the Hardos in the first or second round, and then you're not going to get a whole lot of points. So there's a chance that the Donuts are not even going to make it into the playoffs. That's actually a possibility. Now, as we're heading into the first game, I believe a couple of people are already confused. They're looking at the team names, they're saying like, hey, Khaldor, what the fuck is happening here? Who are the side Hardos? Did they rename? Who are these people? What's happening here? So pretty much the side Hardos are an homage at the Hardos. Those are viewers and like just like fans of the Hardos in general that formed their own team that has participated now in a couple of the qualifiers, and their stated goal seems to be, hey, we want to play against the Hardos, but the brackets haven't worked out that way yet. So in today's match, or in today's tournament, they have to face off against the flipping Mafia in the first round. This is a best of 1, of course. And the one thing I want to highlight right from the get-go is that the Mafia is, I think, in position number 6 right now on the leaderboard. They're doing fairly well, and if they gather a few points today, they should have their position in the playoffs for sure. Then it's only a matter of whether they can break into the top 4, or whether they will whether they will be in the bottom 4 of the standings, because that matters for the seeding for the playoff tournament then. And well, we go and start things up with an early pick into Junkrat. Vala and Zagara have both been banned out. Here our map is Infernal Shrines for the first round. The Flipping Mafia would later on in the tournament, if they make it all the way through, very likely face off against the Hardos. And the Hardos are currently still the number 1 team in the leaderboard. So they're still the number 1 team. The number 2 team is Team Wa, and they're only 3 points behind the Hardos. Which means that if we end up with another grand final match between the two, another showdown between Team Wa and the Hardos, and Team Wa takes it, both of them would be tied in points, which will also be very interesting, because Team Wa has been attacking the Hardos relentlessly and has won 3 tournaments in a row now. So both of those teams are super successful, but today we want to focus at least early on a bit more towards the Flipping Mafia, because they're also a super interesting team. They have had some big success in some of the previous tournaments, struggled of course against some of the bigger names like Team Wa and the Hardos, but yeah, we'll see what they can pull off today. Now, together with Junkrat, we have Stukov, we have Blaze, and on the other side it's Lucio and Sylvanas here in Infernal Shrines. With the bans, I mean, the Stitches ban is always kind of sad, because you have a hero that can... I mean, he can pretty much always be that one focus point for especially a commentator, because a good hook can just change everything. You land a solid hook against the backline and it's just fantastic. When you play Stukov on the other hand, then you obviously don't want to go up against the Stitches, because if he positions himself well, then as a Stukov player you're always at risk whenever you're dropping the lurking arm, so that's a big problem for them. Now, Dibbles gets banned out, and that is more than understandable, considering that on Infernal Shrines you have a lot of angles that you can use to get the stun. We got Diva and May. Yeah, someone is going full Overwatch over here. I mean, damn son, the side harders are playing the good old trick of more Overwatch, more win. So they're going into 3 of them already. The only thing that we need to this point is them locking in, I don't know, let's say Genji. Yeah, and Soldier on the other side. I don't think we're going to get the double support with him, considering they have Junkrat already. And no, they go for Artanis too. So yeah, the Mafia, they know that they are the favorites in this series, in this match. Again, the side Hardos, they are a viewer team, so they are a team of fans pretty much that would like to go just to see how far they can go, and ideally, of course, at some point play against the Hardos. But yeah, that's the Fallset pick. So we got a bit of a meme team here towards the end with the Suljin pick and Artanis. And with that, we head into the first game of the day. Qualification tournament number 8 for the X Cup Summer, everybody. Let's head straight into the match between the Flipping Mafia and the Side Hardos. Let's go! First game of the day! On the left side, Farlander on Artanis. And guys, while we're heading into this, I have to disappoint everybody that is excited about Artanis being picked here. He's still shit even after the last patch. He is still horrible considering the alternatives that you get in the same role, even after the patch changes. But he's still fun for memes, and obviously if you get the God swap through, then that's always a fun moment. But as a real meta pick, he's not a thing. And he won't be a thing until Blizzard significantly changes him. So this is more of a meme pick. We got Bishops on Blaze, Nenopy on Soljan, X-Ray on Junkrat, and Hydra on Stukov. Whereas on the right side of the map, Kane is playing Mei, Gablin is playing Sylvanas, Yozo on Diva, Corgi on Falstad, and the Evil Cat is playing Lucio, as they're using their Sylvanas to push one of the towers already. Need to be careful that they don't overstay, but they really want the tower, don't they? They can't quite get it, but there we have it. Alright, so it was close enough. They can take it at any point, but now that they stayed this long, they might lose Mei. Ah, there's the trade, that's the stun. Boop, and dead. Yeah, that's the problem if you get too greedy right there. They could have fallen back a bit earlier, and then they would have saved Mei. I don't think that there was ever a chance that they get that tower without losing multiple heroes in the process. But as it stands, the Mafia with the early kill. And of course, since we have an Artanis in here, we're also going to focus on him a bit later on. I want to see if at least some of these wops are coming through. There's the attack, and party time. I kind of want to make fun of the Evil Cat a little bit and say that dogs are better anyways, but then again, when I was a kid, we had cats and dogs, so I actually like both. Don't necessarily have a huge preference there. I guess if I would get something for myself, I would probably get a dog over a cat, just because, I don't know, a little bit more active. And the problem with cats is, at least if you keep them in the house, is that during the summertime, when they're losing a lot of their hair, it's just like allergies kicking in galore. And dogs usually stay outside. If you have a real dog, damn, they're getting murdered here. Woo! Mei and Sylvanas both down. It seems like the Evil Cat also wants a piece of the action and nearly falls. But yeah, if you have a real dog does not get into the house. Like this thing that people have these days where they keep their dog inside and everything. No, no, no. If you have a real dog, and again, I talked about this before, I talk about it again. A dog starts at knee height. That's a dog. Everything that is smaller than that is a rat in disguise. You're feeding a rat. Just let me tell you that. So a real dog starts at knee height. A real dog needs a yard. If you don't have a yard, don't get a dog. And a real dog stays outside. Anyways, talking about staying outside. They're staying outside the gate. And they're getting murdered for it. I mean, damn son. There's like one hit after another. And we have 6 kills to 1 now. So not only does Suljan stack pretty quickly. B-steps are, by the way, happening all over the place right now. And I like that. I like that a lot. Thing is that a lot of people... I mean, I don't want to be controversial here. Not that I mind, but especially the Americans always get a little bit butthurt when people are B-stepping. But generally, at least on the European server, guys, it's mainly banter. And that's especially true for the side hardos. As I already said, these are guys that are watching a lot of Heroes of the Storm. They are fans of the hardos, but obviously they also know X-Ray and all the others here. So this is just a bit of friendly banter, and B-stepping in that context is kind of fun. And of course the taunting... Oh, there's the swarm! Woo! Artanis! Viable! Viable! Not really, because it didn't get the kill. But Blaze, he gets the stun, and that's another kill right there. So yeah, again, like a little bit of B-stepping in banter is always a nice thing, so that's not really horrible. It's kind of fun. Always a question of how you use it. The sprays and the taunts that you can get out there are, of course, kind of nice too. But yeah, it's simply what it is. But it always makes me sad, you know, when I see tournaments that are saying like, ah, we're banning this. And I was just like, why the fuck would you ban that? I mean, especially in a small scene where all the players know each other, you know? Yeah, Blaze with the jet propulsion. By the way, imagine for a second you get rammed by that thing. I mean, Blaze comes in with full force and just hits you, armor on everything. It's like, that hurts. That's not good. Alright, so we got the 16 stacks already for Suljan, which means that he gets the first quest reward, so he has an increased range now on his auto attack, making it much easier for him to hit all of that. They're trying to go for a kill against Blaze in the mid lane, but that's not working out for them. Blaze instead is even attempting to turn it around, so Bishops against Corgi is happening as the top lane is attacking. And the fuck is that? Secret weapon with that level 1? What? No, dude, like, then you go for the boomerang. As much as secret weapon is a meta pick these days, That's a different build that you're thinking. So we have a bit of a mix and match over here. Someone looked at the talents, they're like, they're both yellow! They have to have synergy! Both are yellow! That's not how that works though. So we got a murderous setup here. 9 kills against 1. And that's the top fort as Forster just, fuck it, I'm side laning. He's like, look at my siege damage. I'm helping. Yeah, so he's going pretty much for the Gaslow excuse. 29,000 siege damage, 2,000 zero damage. Lowest zero damage in the game, I might add. But yep, there we go. So with all of that, we got our push towards the top keep that they're of course going to try and get as well. And yes, there we go. The birdie is about to die. I mean, if you're trying to make an argument, you know, that you take the secret weapon so that you have the extra range and then you can stay safe, then at least stay at a distance and don't go into auto-attack range, because you can see what happened there. Corgi nearly dying. They're trying to save the keep, but now 5 minutes and 30 seconds in, that one is down. You might have noticed there is a slight skill gap between the two teams here. And I kind of want to use that to emphasize again, you know, whenever you are having a grand final, a semi-final, and a team dominates there, you always get these stupid comments in Twitch chat and also on YouTube where it's like, oh my god, these people are so bad. How can they make these obvious mistakes? What is this? Is this platinum? And yeah, no, this is what happens when you take a team that has experienced players that know what they're doing and put them up against more casuals. Not an insult, by the way. Side Horrors is obviously awesome that they're participating in the tournament here, so big shout out to them. They at least had the balls to sign up, so that's already worth a round of applause. And they're gonna get that. But yeah, that illustrates the difference a little bit of what you have when you take more normal people and let them play against some of the top players within the game. So that's kind of what's happening. You get the keep destroyed at 5:30. So, well, with all of that, we got the camps also stolen away. Side Hardos. They got their kill already. Who died, by the way? Who was that? They killed Blaze. Alright, Bishops, you have to buy everyone a beer if you're the only one that dies in this game. I mean, I'm not making the rules, I'm just enforcing them. Fort in the mid lane gets attacked too. Level 10 abilities are finally ready for the Side Hardos, so now they have the chance to maybe bring it back. The Gust is in. Look at that. Corgi immediately barrel rolling away. He chickened out with Falstad. The flying chicken with the chicken move, going for the French defense. No! We got the laser too. 3 are down. And we got the Atanis laser show. Laser goes brrrr. By the way, do you guys know how to counter the laser? Do you know? Does anybody know how to counter the laser? You walk away from it, exactly. That negates the entire thing. A fantastic ult, fantastic ult. I think the laser only really works if you're playing it with Murky. If you're already going for the meme, you might as well drop the Murky into the mix and play Atanis Murky for Octograb laser. A little bit like what we've seen with Phoenix. If you remember these plays, it's a trap. We had some plays with Murky and Phoenix, where Phoenix was on the other side of the map, and then Murky would go for an Octograb, and Phoenix went brrrr and destroyed everything. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, so here we go. At that point, we have 14 kills to 1. Question is, can they get another kill? Give kill number 2. Bot lane gets attacked, that fort is nearly down. And they're just 5-manning at this point. They're down behind. Sul'jin is nearly done with his quest. They're looking at Bishops again. Oh, that's a miss. The Gust! I mean, he tried. They might get the kill here. The side, yes! They take him down. Bishops is getting farmed. The swap into the trap. Ah, there's the laser. Look at this. Falstad, he went for the secret counter. He's walking away from it. He's walking away from the laser. Ah, and the swap didn't hit either. That is unfortunate. Yeah, but they still got 2 kills. 16 to 2. And Atanis coming in with a kill. Viable. Nope. Alright. Yeah, it's an endless debate. Is Atanis viable or not? Yeah. Okay, I get it. He's still garbage. He's still shit. Okay. I'm sorry. I mean, seriously, dude. Calm the fuck down. Sorry for bringing it up again. But yeah, either way, now that we're having in the... Ooh, that's a couple more stacks. 24, by the way, in the Arcanite access for our boy, Axe Boy. Sul'jin is in there. I love these aggressive gusts the entire time. They're not even trying to win the game. They're just trying to kill a couple of the heroes here. That's the only goal. And honestly, in their position, I would do the exact same thing. So good on them. They got the first kill, the second against Blaze, and then the third one now against Artanis. So... Oh, Kane makes it out too. I mean, most of it is already gone. Look at this. They have a Punisher too. Okay, so they're coming in again, trying to take another one. Yeah, 16 talents are in, so they have a 2-talent advantage at this point. Not for real long, but still, it's there. And let's see if they can end him. At the 10-minute mark, and it should at least yield them a second keep. Uh-oh, that's a gust. He doesn't have the cooldown. Corgi! Nope, not now. Nope, that's keep. Keep is gone, and then the only question that remains is the Mafia gonna go straight up for the core, or are they gonna play this out a bit longer with them getting a kill against Mei here? I think they have an opportunity to end. Ah, the laser! The laser! And yeah, some damage. Laser's a little bit confused after the mech dropped and is like, ah, I don't understand what's going on. Sylvanas, on the other hand, dodge, dodge, dodge! Bullseye, baby! Yes, there we go. The rocket ride. All right, so there's the fly. Yeah, Gus is already out. The birdie taking the stun again. They're sieging up on the core. And the flipping Mafia wants to go for a game. Now keep in mind, later on in the tournament bracket, the flipping Mafia, they have a chance to go up against the Hardos. So maybe the big brother of the side Hardos can take revenge and avenge them. We'll see. For now, it seems though that this is going to be the end of the road for them in tournament number 8. The birdie is dead again. There's chicken on the menu. No kills against Lucio, by the way. The evil cat dodged everything. 0 kills against Lucio. I mean, he's the fastest, so he's really good at running away. But still, credit to him. But that is game. The flipping Mafia move on to the next round of the tournament. We got a quickie today. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Battlefield of Eternity! So, after the side Hardos got sidelined, everybody, we are heading into the match between Ross, Pierre Doll and the Flipping Mafia. This is the second round of the tournament today. Still a best of 1 that we're looking at now. Battlefield of Eternity is the map. And it's kind of interesting because those teams are neck and neck in the standings. So whichever team wins here today has a very good shot of pulling ahead a bit in the points and cementing their position. Again, it's not only a question of whether or not you can establish yourselves in the top 8, which then qualify for the playoffs, but it's also a question of do you make it into the top 4, yes or no? Because the top 4 teams will start the playoff tournament in the winner bracket. The bottom 4 teams will start in the lower bracket. Vala gets banned. Battlefield of Eternity, obviously a very heavy map for fighting. You have like most of the action happening in the middle of the map around the Immortals, and at the same time there's also now the potential to just like get more 5-on-5 action on this one. But yeah, we first and foremost got the Noobrug ban. Okay, Hydra is playing for the team, by the way, for the Flipping Mafia, and he played already last week, but Shamzik is back next week, so it's always a little bit around subs. I mean, again, it's the X-Cup summer. One of the things that we have to acknowledge right from the start is that during summertime you have some players that are on vacation, some players take a shorter holiday, some players are gone for a bit longer. People, for example, pointed out to me several times, like, hey, what's happening with Macke? And it's simply, he's on vacation right now. And that's true for a couple of other players too, but I've been in contact with them and they already signaled that they might try to still qualify for the playoffs. Maybe they're just going to jump into the fall season, but there are some players that have taken a few weeks or just a couple of days off during the summer. Shamzik, I think that's holding true for him too, so I think it's the reason why he's not playing here. We got our first pick. Zagara and Vala are both banned, which is a little bit sad, but there's Bishops and his Hanzo. Now, we haven't seen that in the last couple of weeks, but if you guys paid a lot of attention over the, let's say, like last 3-4 months, you've seen that Bishop's Hanzo is just fucking insane. Like, that guy, I don't know what he attaches to the arrow, but he has just insane aim. Like, those arrows, they're not flying off to an A. No, 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 no. They're not narrowly missing the target. They're on point. Like, he landed multiple 4- or 5-man arrows in some of the games where he played Hanzo, which led to Hanzo being specifically banned out against him. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, and I want to see if this is happening here. And the other side, are we going to see a Soulgen ban? if you go into a double support right from the start on Battlefield of Eternity with Vala already... Yeah, there it is! There's Suljin, man. I was just about to say, if you go for the double support here, Suljin is just very high up on the list. Now this is kind of cool, because there's actually a good chance that this was just a bit of a mind game. That they are not even trying to go for Suljin, but if you pick the double support right here, the first hero that comes to mind, if you paid attention for the last 3 weeks, is Suljin. Now that Vala is banned out, of course. But they might have a completely different hero here in mind when it comes to that. So we get the Crybaby, we have Anduinen, and we got Uther as the, so to say, main tank, but we got the double support. And if you're going for that, you want to have a hyper carry. And that's the big question now. Who's that going to be? Who is the hyper carry for the team that they want to keep alive here? And that can get the auto attack damage done, because normally you're not looking for a mage when you're playing something like this. But yeah, I'm a little bit curious what they end up with. Diablo is in, we got Hogga as well, so with Malfurion, it's already a very sweet setup that they have. Still very curious to see if Bishops can pretty much justify the Hanzo hype. I mean, I hyped him up a little bit, but for a reason, so can he land those arrows today? We're gonna find out. Last double pick, what's it gonna be? That's the match. Rospierdoll, can they today take down the Mafia? Pull ahead. Hey, go for Greymane. They got the double support Greymane Genji setup. Again, Uther acts as the main tank, but it's still a double support at the end of the day, so a lot of supports happening here. And we get Li Ming for Nenopi, also another really, really good pick for him. I highlighted Li Ming several times in the past. That leads us into Battlefield of Eternity, guys. It is the map between the Flipping Mafia and Rospierdoll. The winner moves on to the semifinals, so without further ado, let's jump straight in and see which team takes the win here. Rospierdoll against the Flipping Mafia. On the left side, the blue team, Markotzel on Uther, Nashir on Anduin, Arkunis on Blaze, Ether on Greymane, and Alvaros on Genji. On the right side of the map, it's the Mafia. With Farlander on Hogga, we got Hydra on Malfurion, Nenopi on Li Ming, X-Ray on Diablo, and Bishops is playing Hanzo. So, our double support setup is already at the bottom of the map. Obviously, Uther doubling as a main tank here. And we'll see if they can get Greymane into a good spot for all of this. Ether is the one that carries the hopes and dreams on his shoulders, together with Genji. Obviously, we're looking... I mean, likely we're looking at a Dragon Blade with the Divine Shield combo. The Divine Shield also helps to keep Greymane alive whenever he wants to go for the big engage. Makes sure that he can't get stunned out either, so we have really nice setup with this, considering that Nashir with this Anduin can always pull the target out too when it goes a bit too deep. And they go for some X-Ray farming early on, apparently. X-Ray wants to turn it around. And he gets away. Nice. Well done, Diablo, the Lord of Terror. Okay. So, up on the top lane. Kunis against Farlander, 1v1 between Blaze and Hogga. And down at the bottom of the map, the 4-man, as usual, is still set up. Both of the teams are looking for opportunities to get the first kills connected here. Eventually, we're going to have some rotations. We saw on the minimap already that Genji made a move towards the top side to put some pressure onto Hogga, but it's happening especially around the camps. Once that they're up, there's always an option to try and go for the top camp instead of the bottom and lock one camp in each. It's always kind of nice if a team is able to get both, but it's rare. There's the stun, a bit of body blocking against X-Ray, and this time he's dead. Yeah, and gets completely crushed. And they are trying to go for the follow-up kill, and they're going to get it too. Malfurion is down. Malfurion and Diablo biting the dust here. Very good opening for Rospierdoll. Hogga is taking all the freedom that he has at the top lane to try and lock the camp in. Obviously, this all happened because we had Blaze moving down as well. Yeah, and Hogga is going for the ping, 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 but he gets some assist too. If it was only him, there's a chance that Blaze moves in and tries to get something done. But considering that Li Ming was already underway, nothing is really happening here. Now, to be fair, if he would have been able to stall it out a bit further, maybe Genji moving topside could have changed things again in favor of the blue team. But that wasn't really the case here. So, at this moment in time, the teams are heading into level 4. Despite the double kill that we see for Rospierdoll, the red team is a little bit faster with this. We have a camp on each side. We have, of course, also the shaman camps now in play as they're both taken. We want to time the round the objective, which gets announced now. And yeah, that means you want to get some aggression. And they are taking this very, very early, by the way. So there's 24 seconds left until the Immortal comes in, which leads to the flipping Mafia reacting to the bot lane pressure with 3 of their heroes. There's nearly a double camp available. Shaman gets pushed in a bit further, therefore gets targeted by the towers, and that's going to be the end of that camp. So I'm not really sure if I'm a fan of the early timing that we saw from the blue team here. But as it stands, it's level 4 on both sides, and now it's Immortal time. The early 2 kills were nice, but now they have to follow up with the objective. And Greymane is doing what he does best in that situation. He's in Worgen form, he's just chunking away the hit point pool of the Immortal up at the top. Already a little bit of bullying attempts here at least, but both are taking the Immortal down at roughly the same speed. Akunes misses the jet propulsion, has to be careful here, gets bullied around by Diablo, and Hydro is attempting to follow up with the roots. Not able to set that up. Very, very close, by the way, between the two teams. Only 200 hit points, 300 hit points of the difference here on the Immortal shield, which is nothing. But Anduin, yeah! Anduin is immediately in trouble, as usual. I mean, normally Anduin is hiding behind the real fighters, and if that's not the case, then he just doesn't stand a chance there. I mean, again, after all these years, the guy has not learned yet how to handle a sword properly. Just throwing light around the entire day. Now, the objective gets locked in by the flipping Mafia, and with a kill in the objective, they make up a bit for the early double kill against them. And they're looking for another wall stun. X-Ray, is it you? Comes in, bam, wall stun, perfect aim. And that boy definitely paid attention in geometry. That would be a fantastic Hanzo player too. No, but seriously, like, good angle from him. They intercepted Genji on that rotation, and that leads to a kill, and it is an incredible timing, because now they have a much easier time to break through the wall at the bottom of the map. They already have a level 7 talent advantage, which makes things even easier, and that leads, obviously, to Calamity, and we get the Malevolence. Now, the goal would be to take the fort down, and I think there's a chance they can pull that off. It's going to be cutting it close, though, with everybody focusing the Immortal down, but either way, it's going to be very, very low, even if it can be defended, so it's up for grabs later on in the game without a problem. But yeah, I like it. So, with all of that, what can they do against X-Ray now that he's maybe going a bit too deep in an attempt to isolate another target? Good stun here, though. And X-Ray moves away this time. I like it. This is kind of what we expected from the series. A bit of a back and forth. As explained earlier in the leaderboard, they're very, very close right now. Both teams would currently be qualified for the top 8. But of course, even after this tournament, there's 2 more qualifiers that are still going to be played out. And technically, you could have any team, if it performs well, pull ahead very significantly. I mean, for the number 1 spot, you have 10 points. That's a lot. 2 points against 2, or 2 kills against 2. And as mentioned earlier, the bottom fort, even though it survived the initial attack, is now getting dropped. Top side. Fallen, nice. Our jet propulsion, that tickled him definitely a bit. He got a whiff. He got a whiff of Blaze, that's for sure. Now they take even the walls down, limiting vision a bit. And that fountain is also gone, so no opportunity later on in the game to top off hit points and mana here. And they're starting to make their play. Okay, so what else are we getting? I mean, pretty much is a question at this point whether both of the teams are able to lock in their Shaman camp, and it seems like the blue team is going to lose some time on the Immortal because they're trying to still lock this one in. But they're also in need of some experience. That's a bit dangerous, the game that Makotzel is playing down at the bottom. If Uther gets taken... I mean, he is going in again? Damn, son. So, takes a bit of a beating, but is able to keep himself alive. It's all about level 10 abilities now, too, because we are getting dangerously close to rogue abilities for the flipping Mafia in particular. But Ross Piedol is not too far behind. But it's a small window, and it can be significant. The red team also wins the halftime show, which is, of course, another small advantage that they have now. The attempt to go for Farlander didn't really work out, but maybe a turnaround here. Early level 10 for Ross Piedol as it happens. Light Bomb is in. Genji with the X-Strike. We got the Shockwave. Oh, we got a lot of CC here. Shockwave, Apocalypse, and Hanzo's Arrow. And we're going to keep our eye on Hanzo. There's already the Genji engaged with the Light Bomb. And the kill. Arrow, Apocalypse, and boom. Massive stuns. Genji goes down. Well done, well played, and the double kill as Uther gets eliminated too. And they go for Anduin. The triple kill. The initial engage took down Malfurion, but they responded very, very quickly. And they're still chasing a bit down here. But yeah, have another look at that setup. Now there you can see, here comes the engage first of all. They go for Malfurion, so that was the initial kill. But then comes the arrow, the apocalypse, and it's just beautiful timing that leads to 3 kills then in total. So the engage against Malfurion gets turned against Rospiadol, and the flipping Mafia, they win another fight. And another immortal. So nicely done. And the arrow, again, Bishops on point with that. The timing with Diablo was also superb. Doesn't get much better. So yeah, nicely done. Now the push at the top side should... this is fought. yeah. I can scratch the shit out of that sentence. We are not needing that. The top fort is gonna fall, 100%. There's no way to take the Immortal down with the 5-man attack that is happening here. So they just simply let this one go. Nothing that you can do with it. And yeah, another arrow. Absolutely on point. Shockwave, and there's the kill. Did I promise you too much, everybody? The arrows of Bishops are just fantastic. It leads to another kill. And yeah, Diablo died too though. So Anduin is down. Diablo at least had his stacks. They're breaking through the top. But here, another quick look at another arrow. So that was the setup right there. Arrow connects perfectly. The follow-up with the shockwave is there. It leads to a dead Anduin, but then at least Diablo gets killed, so it's not like the blue team didn't do any damage. And yep, down at the bottom of the map and at the top, both of the camps are being taken by the teams. Level 13 talents, but we're looking at an entire level lead now. So it's an entire level lead, 6 kills to 4. They got the talent advantage, which means that for now they hold map control. Can use that to steal the camps away, establish a bit more vision on the map too. And that's more or less the plays that you can expect here from the rest of it. Hanzo with 6 seconds on the arrow. We could see it in that fight if they try to engage. Yeah, he's already positioning himself a bit, but as everyone on the red team is falling back, they're not forcing it too hard here. But the combo is technically up again, so we got the... Oh, there it is! Arrow, but there's no follow-up here. Yeah, that was a bit opportunistic. I think that one was, yeah, wishful thinking. Yeah, maybe if X-Ray follows up, but since all of this happens behind the gate, I don't think they can... Nah, they can't really kill anything there. Maybe if they step forward, but that's the only thing that you can hope for in that situation. But either way, they are able to take more or less the entire wall down, so that's already important. That opens up possibilities later on in the game. 6 kills to 4 with level 13 talents, at least for both of the teams. Yeah, the jet propulsion against Torga. He's trying to poke his way back out, and Farlander is able to escape. But the next objective here is really gonna be very important for the blue team in particular, because the Mafia still holds on to both of the fountains. That would be a great kill, and they get it! Yeah, Farlander taking this a bit too easy. Problem is that Akunis has to bunker up. Can they take him down? No, because Anduin is paying attention. But they have a chance to go for Uther a little bit. There's only one camp. Greyman is already doing his thing on the left side, so technically if they are trying to go for an attack over here, it would be a 4 versus 4. They might have to give the halftime show up, but then Hogger should be back in action and ready to fight again. So there's that. And ooh, that arrow. No. Straight to North America. That arrow, if it didn't get stopped, then it's still flying. Ooh, and that's a nice setup. Yeah, this light bomb Genji attack obviously is pretty old school at this point, but it is still very, very powerful, especially against the squishy support there as Malfurion. And the timing couldn't be any better. Now that Hogger is back to business, they got another kill. So these staggered deaths are a problem. This, by the way, is a problem too. Taking another wall down, it forces Arkunis back. That forces the attack, but X-Ray is getting farmed a bit. Greyman is ripping him to shreds here. So this is starting to become more and more of a problem. The Mafia are trying to defend, and they get the kill against Genji. Can they get a follow-up? Yes, they can! Nano P! Nano P, you fucking monster! The resets on Li Ming, and they get 3 kills in a row. Check that one out. They come in with a beautiful shockwave, an easy double kill against Genji and Uther. Nano P comes in. They take 4 kills in total in that fight, and that turns the entire battle on its head. The flipping Mafia, they were 2 heroes down, Granted, Blaze wasn't there because he had to defend the top keep, but this is obviously a fantastic turnaround from the perspective of the Mafia, and they can now move down through the bot lane in an attempt to take the first keep of the game. Damage output, obviously Li Ming kind of popped off in the last fight. She's at 54,000 now. Higher damage than even Hanzo. If you compare that to Genji, the top damage dealer for Rospierre, there's a massive gap right now. But what a beautiful engage by Li Ming. And honestly, the shockwave of Hogger was that set all of this up, obviously. Oh, another one. North America says hello. So Bishops today a little bit disappointing. He had a fantastic arrow early on in the game. He had 2 good arrows. But the last 2, they were a bit of a problem. Genji with a light bomb fail here, straight into the roots. A nice shutdown by Hydra on Malfurion. And that is a real problem for them now, because, yeah, shock, oh my god. Baby, it's a triple. It's an easy triple kill, and that is game. The Mafia, they are murdering Rospierre in the game here. Nice back and forth in the early and mid game, but now it's of course at the end of the road for Rospierre today. The Mafia moves on to their semi-final with a dominant performance here on Battlefield of Eternity, especially Ninopi and Farlander popping off at times. Some good arrows also from our boy Hanzo. 14 kills to 7, and that's game. The Mafia with the victory on BOE.